The US Department of Justice has released hundreds of pages and hours of audio from interviews with Jeffrey Epstein's former girlfriend, Ghislaine Maxwell. It's revealed more about her interactions with Donald Trump.
The Justice Department releasing transcripts from 2 days of interviews between Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche and Ghislaine Maxwell, the former girlfriend of Jeffrey Epstein, who's currently serving 20 years in federal prison for convictions of sex trafficking and other crimes related to Epstein's sexual abuse of underage teens. But Maxwell maintains she did not witness any inappropriate interactions with President Trump.
I actually never saw the president in any type of massage setting. I never witnessed the president in any inappropriate setting in any way. The president was never inappropriate with anybody. In the times that I was with him, he was a gentleman in all respects.
Maxwell told Blanche she thought Trump and Epstein were friendly but not close, and also denied claims that former President Bill Clinton traveled to Epstein's island in the Caribbean.
He absolutely never went, and I can be sure of that because there's no way he would have gone.
After this interview, Maxwell was transferred to a lower security penitentiary in Texas. In a statement, her attorney maintains her innocence. Quote, "Her demeanor and credibility are clear for anyone to hear." The Trump administration has faced increased pressure from Democrats and even some Republicans to release all government documents related to the case. On Friday, the DOJ complied with a congressional subpoena and delivered more Epstein-related documents to the House Oversight Committee. Maxwell currently has a pending appeal with the U.S. Supreme Court over her conviction and sentence.
Let's head to the US now. Joining me live is Senior Vice President at AMWPR, Ajay. Bruno, Ajay, welcome to the program. Well, let's start with this story right here. How do you think this is going to affect the president in the end, the whole Epstein drama?
Look, I think like everything else, they throw it in, it'll blow over at some point. It's interesting how the people seem to care about this now. Didn't care about it for years, right? And suddenly there's a focus on it. I think they care less about the victims and more about trying to use it as political ammunition. So that says a lot about that. As for this whole situation, I think it'll get sorted out. I heard some of the clips of her talking and whatnot, and I think she should be pardoned? No, but if there's some information that implicates some people who haven't been caught, I think we need to hear it, and it's important to get to the bottom of that. But at the same time, this should not be weaponized, and I think we got to be careful with how this is played and who's trying to use it as a way that's less than genuine.
When President Trump came to power, particularly in the lead-up, he was saying that he could stop the Russia-Ukraine war in 24 hours. It's been going for 3 odd years. What's your take on where we're at right at the moment with what's happening in Ukraine?
I think it was optimistic, and all political promises unfortunately can't be kept at the timetable that they're kept at. I hope it will get settled soon. I think he's working on getting it settled, but I think you're dealing with a country in Russia that obviously they want to get as much as possible out of this illegal war that they've launched. So I think they're going to play hardball as long as they can. You have a leader who doesn't care about his people and just about acquiring as much territory and using it to his advantage as much as possible. So I think we need to find a way at this point, because it's gone on for years. What's the best possible outcome now? It's not selling Ukraine to Russia, but at the same time, we've got to be somewhat realistic. So I think it'll get settled in a way which I guess nobody will be happy with, but we got to draw a line here. And I'm sure he'll keep working at it. Something will get done, hopefully sooner rather than later, because, like he says, every week that goes by, thousands of more people die, and we got to get it stopped ASAP.
And the thing is about Vladimir Putin, he has pushed it and kicked it down the road. As you mentioned, he started the war. And a lot of people that I have spoken to and read articles about it, almost seems like it's going to get to the point that the bottom line, money, finances, is going to be the thing that he's going to run out of, that's going to force him to the table.
Yeah, I think that's probably the case here, but he's going to keep pushing this thing as long as possible. I think whatever he has to do, his economy, the sanctions we've had against it, but it hasn't had a full effect. You have other countries out there that are still buying their oil, keeping it alive, whether it's China or India. So we got to put pressure on the economy as much as possible, make him come to the table. It's got to be forced as much as we can. And sorry about that delay to your emotion active. So